Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Biz'ee chat this morning. We're today and at 10 o'clock. We've got two today. I'm joined by the lovely Katie Nicholls from Havering Beauty Academy. Katie is based in Hornchurch in Essex, and as the name suggests, Katie is the owner and founder of the Hair and Beauty and Training Academy and Salon based in Hornchurch. If you are watching today, then please give StreamYard permission and we'll be able to see who is commenting. If you have any questions for Katie, please do pop them in the chat. And obviously, I will ask them to Katie at some point during the session this morning. So hello and welcome, Katie. How are you today?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Good. So, Katie, tell me a bit about how you started your business.
Yeah, so we started in 2010, so just nearly 11 years ago. It's actually coming up to one of our anniversaries in August, early August. So we started off, I've always been in hair and beauty and managing and running training academies myself. And I kind of had enough of doing it for other people and just the daily grind kind of thing of doing it for other people. And I thought, you know what, in the area there wasn't one around, and I was 19 and I set our business up in Hornchurch. And originally we had a smaller premises in Hornchurch behind the high street, and that was, we just did our shorter courses, which are diplomas. They're accredited. They're for CPD, people already in beauty, looking to top up their skills, etc. And we basically was there for 18 months and we just got so busy. We had 2 training rooms, a kitchen, a toilet and a reception. And it was just, plus I was doing my clients as well. It was just really, really busy. And the premises, we was outgrowing it within this 1 year. And we wanted to deliver these VT/CT courses, so like MVQs, actual qualifications, things that people could start in the industry with, and that is worth the paper they're written on. These, it's a government-backed course. You can work anywhere in the country. You can work on cruise ships with it. You can go abroad in some countries with it. So we wanted to start delivering these qualifications, and we then said, right, let's look for another premises and something a bit bigger. It wasn't specifically like a requirement that we had to have a bigger premises, but to earn more money, to maximise sort of our potential, we did need to move. So we found the shop that we're in now, and that will be 10 years on the 5th of August that we're in now. So we was there about 18 months, and then we moved to this one. But this was huge. I don't know if you've been to our shop, but if anyone watching has been to our shop, but it's really, really big. It has so much potential, so we just basically gutted the place, and we have got our salon, office, 3 training rooms, 2 treatment rooms, kitchen, bathroom. It's really big. So it's on the corner of Highland Way, just near the Harrow pub, and it's, we're maxing it out every day, and that was the idea, to have more space, fit more people in, more training. Bearing in mind all our teachers are in the industry, all staff are in the industry, so we all actually do treatments from our salon side of things as well. So both of them kind of work alongside each other, a little bit of a different clientele, but both, boost each other and weigh each other out at different points. So yeah, that was 11 years ago.
Cool. So do you think you're going to move later on to an even bigger premise, or are you stopping there and thinking, no, that's it, that's where I want to be and that's the right size?
Do you know what? For us at the minute, it's the right size. We have got space for different things at different points in time. We're always growing. We're always different. All of our courses are on demand. So it's not like I can say for the past 10 years, every single Monday has been the same. No. So for us, where everything's roll on, roll off, and people train at different times, we're on demand rather than like the bigger colleges. They're right, we start this date, if you miss it, end of. We're always consistent. So we can have enrollments at any time, and we stop and start at any time. So in that respect, we can work our diary and our rooms to suit us. So at the minute, we're, quite good as we are. We've just obviously, in still the pandemic and coming out of COVID and money, what we've, you know, lost in terms of the time we've been closed. So, I mean, essentially that was like starting again sometimes at different points of the year last year. So at the minute we're staying put, we're not going anywhere, no plans to take on anything extra at the minute, just be a bit comfortable for a while.
So how far and wide do your students come from then? Are they mainly local, or they're further afield and they come to you?
A bit of both, really. We have students, you know, as far as right at the top of Essex. I've had girls from Norwich, Southend, down to Kent, into London, West London, South London. You know, you get a variety depending on what it is, how long it's for. The more consistent training we do get local, whereas I do teach training, so I teach people how to be teachers in hair and beauty as well. So that in that respect, a lot of people know me for that. Therefore, they come quite far and wide for that particular course.
Right. So what made you choose the line of business that you're in? Did you do anything else before then, or what you're doing now? Or
I was in marketing and advertising for quite a while, so I have got a good background in that. And customer service, and I was always managing training schools and advertising for training schools. So in that respect, I've always been in hair and beauty, and always, since a quite a young age. And I set this up quite young anyway, so you know, I've always done it and grown myself and learnt new things myself along the way, as well as our team. You know, our team always consistently growing and learning different things.
So what would you say makes you different to other training schools? I mean, there's not, as far as I know, lots and lots of training schools out there, but what makes you different from everyone else? And obviously they're flocking from left, right and centre across the UK.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many in our area. I would know how, like, there is a few, but you know, in terms, there's not loads. We all do different things. We all specialise in our area. We specialise in starting you off. You know, you've got these academies that do your advanced courses and your more advanced treatments, and high-end treatments, but you need to have the basics for that. And we literally are we're known for starting you off your basic level 2 and level 3, your entry requirement. We give you good foundations and, you know, the good knowledge starting from scratch. But we're also a family friendly team. You know, we're family run. All of our staff have got children, or, like, you know, really close knit living with families, and we know that, like, life, you know, we know that there's life as well, and being flexible. All our staff work flexi hours, so we're all, you know, working around our children and our other commitments, and we make that work for us, but also for our students. So we know that we do a lot of training within school hours, so that it doesn't affect parents, you know, having to find school runs. We obviously train at the weekends as well. And same for our staff. You know, our staff know that they have, you know, we go, right, you know what, we've got some work on a Saturday. If you want to take it, take it. You don't. You know, there's 10 of us. It's quite a lot of us. And we all work together. We all chip in, work around each other, and it works. But we're family friendly. You know, people walk through our door, whether it's the academy or the salon, and they feel like they're in our front room. And that's what we're quite known for.
So what do you like best about your work?
For me personally, it is two things. It is the flexibility of my work. I've always made it working for myself. I mean, my parents have always worked for themselves, had their own businesses, and, you know, and I've come from that background, but it's about making it work for me and my family, and making sure it fits in. I had children, I've got 2 kids, and it's about making my life fit around them and me and how it works for us. And it's also just seeing people. I love people, like talking to people. Like, I wouldn't say nosy, but I love knowing people's journeys. I love, like, chatting about people's histories and where they've come from, what they've done, experiences. And I think I'm all about that as well. And that they're the 2 things for me, is just seeing the sheer amount of people and just the flexibility of how it fits in with my life.
So you've said what the best thing is. Is there anything which you really get up in the morning and think, oh my God, I've got to do that? Or Do you just love everything about your job?
No, you know, there's always good and bad, and I think no matter what you do, there's good and bad in absolutely every job you do. You know, I've been self-employed all my life, and you can, you know, have moments and you go, oh my God, if I just had a 9 to 5, you know, just go home and do it and go again, and you know, your holiday pays and things like that. But it's what works for you, you know. Like my husband's self-employed as well. We both work for ourselves, and the good comes bad with that. You know, look at COVID. That was awful for both of us.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you know, there's all these good points. We will do what we want to do when we don't want to do it, and we don't, you know, answer to many people, which is nice. But for me personally, it's the consistent need. It's not a job. It's from when you open your eyes to when you close your eyes. There's not a stop, and you have to be very, very disciplined to control yourself to say, right, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, my laptop is out all the time on my table. It doesn't stop, the emails. And it's even like last night, I was sitting here and I was like, oh, not last night, Saturday, football's on, should I just do a few emails? And you have to say to yourself, no, that's ridiculous. It's Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It's ridiculous. And I mean, years ago, don't get me wrong, years ago when you're setting up the business, I always remember, like, my husband always says to me, you're on your phone all the time. And it's not socially, it's, you know, answering emails, answering Facebook messages. And I don't know if you remember a time on Facebook Messenger when they used to give you a rating if you didn't reply within a certain amount of time. And that really got to me. That really, really got to me, because I was like, oh my God, this thing is telling me that I'm really slow and I don't like that. And that, when that stops, that was like massive weight off your shoulders, because I think that is a very, like, a mental health issue, like, that can really drive people to have to reply within a certain amount of time. And you can't be that on demand, you know. You've got to live, and it's when the whole screen time thing comes out on your phone, it tells you how much you've been on your phone each day, and mine creeps up and up and up, and I think, oh my God, that's disgusting, you know, like how much you're on your phone. And so, yeah, that for me, it's the consistent need and the consistent, and it's just got to be disciplined. And there's times of the month that I am more disciplined than not. And I think that's just, you just got to learn.
Yeah, just got to know your limits and think, no, I need to have some me time as well, because otherwise you'll drain yourself out, and then you're no good for anything then, because you've just got wiped out.
Yeah, you've got to recharge, and you've got to just say no. It's not good. Is it going to make the boat go faster? That's what I live by.
So you've been running your business now, you said, for 11 years. So what has been your biggest challenge?
God, there's not one massive challenge. Well, COVID could be a big challenge. It's learning new ways. Even for me, like, sometimes I don't think that we've changed that much, but we really, really have. I did another chat show the other day, and we was talking about social media, and 10 years ago when we started, very, very different. You know, we didn't have Instagram. We just had Facebook. We was like doing text marketing and things like that, and the costs and things involved, and, you know, how things change, but you do realize you change. Even, you know, during COVID, we've had to put some training online, you know, doing different sessions, different costs involved, learning different ways. And I still love a bit of pen and paper, you know, like, and then having to now go online and do things a bit differently. And I think it's the peer pressure that other people are doing that. And you have to say, do you know what? It's great they're doing it. Doesn't mean that I have to do it. And does it then work for us? There's enough to go around for everybody, and having that pressure of having to go, do you know what, all our courses have to go online. They don't, you know, that's not our type of clientele. Our students are not like that. We like our face-to-face training. We do it within our legal limits, what we're allowed to do, when we're allowed to do it. And I think that's probably, COVID was a big challenge for us. And having that drive and consistency to keep going. You know, I think the worst thing during COVID was the unknown. You know, them first few weeks, you was like, I remember I literally, like, it was awful. And I felt like someone had chopped off my right arm. I was closing up my shop on the 21st of March last year, thinking, this is in 10 years. Like, what's happened? This has never happened. And it's not through my own fault either. It's not through failure. I think that's really hard to deal with. Like, it's not through failing. If it was my own doing because we had no custom coming through the door, things need to change. But it was nothing to do with that. And I think I found that very, very hard to deal with in the first few weeks, being both self-employed, what's going to happen with your house, your mortgage, your cars. You know, these, like, I wasn't worried about homeschooling at all. That was probably one of my least of my worries. When you're self-employed, I think it's, you know, having a roof over your head and putting food on the table.
Yeah.
How are you going to get that? What's going to get from A to B and make that work?
So that's been your biggest challenge. What achievements have you had? So I'm assuming you've won awards or things like that over the 10 years.
We've done loads of awards. It's and it's amazing. Like, I'm a big believer in awards. Even my kids and my students, we reward through good, you know, behavior and good work. And I reward myself. You know, if I have a really good few months, I'll go and buy that really nice handbag or that really nice watch, because that's what I want. It's rewarded. And awards are the same for me. I like them for reflection. I like sitting down and getting an award, like getting the questions and sitting down and looking back and evaluating. And I save every single award entry. I save all the documents that I put into it, because I go back and I look at them and go, because always a question, what have you done in the thing that you are proud of, or what you're going to be doing the next 5 years? Well, let's look at 5 years ago. What I put on that form, did that happen?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just about reflection, and it's nothing to do with winning or being a finalist. It's just that sheer reflection, putting it down pen on paper. I say it's a bit like, this is your life, you know, let's go back and have a little look at what's gone on and stuff. So, yeah, we've won loads of awards. We've been finalists for quite a few, been up to Parliament to collect a few awards, which is nice. And then most recently, I just got one for... It's a beauty award for the Beauty Business Awards, and that's like a lifetime achievement award for over 10 years. So that's really nice. One of my therapists as well, I nominated one of my therapists for the award of Massage Therapist of the Year, and she's finalist for that.
Wow.
So that's really nice. And this is UK based beauty awards. And then, yeah, just, you know, getting through lockdown, getting through pregnancies and maternities and operations like now, you know, and having the ability to sort of bounce back. I think that's, you know, managing a team is quite an achievement in its own right.
So what would you say is an average day like for Katie?
For me personally, every day I get up, I'm literally 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, get up on the dot, get the kids ready, do the school run. I do the school run every single day in the morning. Take the kids to school, because my kids' school's right next door to our shop, which is amazing. So we drop them to school, 2 roads away, into work. And then it depends. My week is really devised in terms of salon and academy and paperwork. And I try and make that really, really consistent. I find that very easy for me to have routine. So I have a Monday is my training day, an admin day if I don't have any training. And then a Thursday and Friday, I have clients, and my clients book up till Christmas. They're in the diary for 6-7 months ahead. And that's really, really consistent. And then my other days are, you know, either at the gym or, you know, doing my paperwork, my admin, getting all that done. But yeah, I have a massive folder. It's right in front of me, and it is literally, this is what I have to do in a month. And I have checklists. I literally have checklists and checklists for each day, spreadsheets for the month. What do I need to do? My numbers, my marketing, my social media, all of that's in there. And that's what I try and get done. So it depends really on days. But in the actual business itself, you know, we've got 7 or 8 rooms with 6-7 staff in a day, plus students and models. So we do a lot of reels on Instagram and that of what's going on in the day. So we'll have clients, we'll have receptionists, we'll have head clients in, we'll have training in, you know, we'll have a junior in the day, and there's just so much going on. It's busy.
So where would you say most of your business comes from? Obviously it's different probably from the salon to your academy, but where do most of your clients come from? Is it from your social media? Is it from...
Yeah, different really. I mean, it depends on what it is, but yeah, the academy side of things, social media helps. It's a shop front, isn't it? It's a shop front in its own right. So, you know, what you're plastering on there is really good for getting you, you know, higher onto Google, and, you know, you're active and you're using your links to your website all the time and different platforms that you're using. So yeah, social media is big. We get people signing up to our newsletters there a lot, and then obviously we've got them and we can then market to them.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot of coming through social media. Got a lot of clients booking through social media, just inquiring, but then they come through our website. Our training inquiries all come through our website, and then, you know, we talk to them from that way. But clients, we try and push word of mouth, friends, family. You know, consistently trying to build loyalty and build a nice platform there.
So if I was to give you a referral today, or someone watching was to give you a referral today, who would you say is your ideal client?
We've got quite a lot of ideal clients. We have very nice little categories, and it's something I do revisit quite a lot in terms of ideal clients and what they look like and where they are, what they're doing, their whole avatar. But, you know, and we've got so many different course avenues that we have a different avatar for each avenue. But for entry, for starting off in the industry, you know, we get many mums looking to, you know, get into an industry. I mean, I've always said it, hair and beauty is a really, really flexible industry to get into. You can work it around your children. There's so many opportunities to grow. It's a trade. So if you ever needed to go and get an employed job and actually have a wages aspect to it, you can go and get a job in a salon. If you want to work for yourself and do a couple of clients at home, friends and family, you can. If you want to then progress and you do it for a really long time and you know you're good at it and you have a really specialist area, you can eventually teach. And then teaching into it, there's, you know, it goes as high as you want. There's much room to grow in here. So we do get a lot of mums starting out or been made redundant, you know, they're looking to get into a new industry around their children, don't want to go back into the city, or, you know, especially through lockdown, people going, you know what, we can work from home, we can earn some money, and just working alongside their job to eventually switch that role from being fully employed to eventually hoping beauty will take over as their full income. And that's for the academy side of things. If they're starting out, there's so many other avatars that we have for the academy. And again, our salon, they're all local mums, and we get so many family generations. We get the mum, the nan and the granddaughters all come in at different ages. It makes me feel really, really old. And I'm not old, because I had a girl the other day, she was like 17, 18, and she was like, did you used to do them kids parties? I come when I was like 11, and I was like, oh my God, like, that makes me She was like, yeah, you did my eyebrows when I was 12. And I was like, oh God, that's a long time ago, you know, and I don't remember, but, you know, like it's like so long ago. And we do get all the local families in the area. We get lots of teachers in our area. We live in a very, like a really big community area as well. So we're near about 4 or 5 schools. So that's a lot of our clientele. We're out of the high street. In the salon, so we've got parking, and it's free parking, which everyone loves, free parking. And it's a big seller for us. And you know, we're out of that high street buzz, so we can afford to be a little bit cheaper than the high street. And you know, we're in a nice little row of shops, and we get lots of local clients.
Cool. So how do you plan to grow your business now things are starting to hopefully open up properly and everything?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just literally trying to get back to where we were. Before COVID, we was like inundated, couldn't get another thing in. I was actually looking to drop a day at work, and then COVID hit, and now I've picked up 2 more. So it's just really about, you know, consistency, getting the shop back to where it was. To be honest with you, we're so close there. In terms of numbers, we're nearly back to that point where we was in March last year.
That's good.
We're getting, this opening lockdown compared to like, what was it, July last year's opening lockdown, that was just no comparison whatsoever. Whereas this one, has made a big difference. We've got lots of other opportunities as well that have been, I'm a very big believer in, if you get given an opportunity, just take it, see where it goes, see. And don't get me wrong, I'll do my research and find out about certain things and talk to people that have done these certain things before that I know in the industry or in the educational world. And, it was someone approached us to do some training for them, and it's going to be very, very consistent, and it's going to be on our terms and stuff like that. And I was like, do you know what? Just give it a go. And that's going to happen in September, which obviously I can't talk about much of it just yet, but it's meant to be happening in September. So that will be really nice and consistent. And it's doing things like this, giving opportunities like this. Like, I didn't have time to do this before, and I would never think about doing it before. But lockdown has made all of us do different things and in different ways, and you just grab it. It's content. It's good. Why not? And it's just doing things different. And again, reflection, all these questions and writing things down and revisiting is just, it's nice to do. It's nice to revisit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously lockdown and everything was disastrous in terms of business, but it did literally give everyone the chance to sit down and relax and think, right, well, actually, where am I actually now? Because everything was so fast paced before, you never got chance to, you just thought, oh, right, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm going. And you never got time to really sit there and think, well, actually, why don't I try that? Or why don't I do this? So it was good to actually have that time to sit down and think, no, you know what? I'm going to take that opportunity. I'm going to do that. And just choose a slightly different path to where you were perhaps going before.
That's right.
So we have to always take the positives out of something which was so negative.
That's right. Yeah.
We could be going on a much better track than what we would have done had COVID not struck.
We wouldn't know, would we? Yeah, exactly. So you just take these opportunities and sit down on paper, and some of the, taking that time out. And it's about like what you're saying, stopping, just take a time out. And you actually, a lady I know this morning, she does social media for a living, and she's like, look, I do it all day, every single day. I'm taking 4 days out to recharge. And they're where your best ideas will come from. And that's what, and having that time, I don't know about you, I've got pen and paper next to my bed. I wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, remember that? And I write that down. And then my husband always says to me, why is there a pen and paper next to the bed? That's so odd. But it's where when you stop, then the things come. Yeah.
Mine's often when I'm driving in the car, which is really annoying. So I need to just write this down.
Write it down. Yeah, mine's literally drifting off to sleep. That's the worst thing. That means you just can't switch off. You just don't have it. But yeah, or if I'm out for a run, like if I'm in the gym and I'm like, oh my God, that is when some ideas really come. And I'm like, I'm on my phone, notes, write this down. That's a really good idea. Well, let's try that. What about that? And it
gives our brain time to catch up with itself, doesn't it? So
yeah, 100%. And you just think of all these things. And I was on a thing last week. I was on Clubhouse last week, and we was talking about marketing ideas. And even I was a host on that, telling other people what to do, or like ideas of what to do. It made me then come off of it and go, do you know what? We did that last year, like 2 years ago, 2019. We did this thing, a teen skincare thing, and it was really popular. And I went, do you know what? Why are we not doing that again? Because that really worked. And then I've gone, do you know what? So I've put it in for this August. We're going to do it again this year.
There we go. So the best ideas happen when you least expect them sometimes.
That's right. It's just that light bulb moment. Yeah, 100%.
So do you collaborate with other businesses as well in your business?
Yeah, quite a lot actually. It's something I've been working on while I've been at home. I was isolating for like my operation, so I had 5-6 days off then to do some work, and then I had my operation last week, so I'm back in again this week. Got loads of work to do, and it's something I'm actually working on at the minute. So I'm trying a few different things. I have linked up with a few businesses similar to ours, baby yoga. Same sort of clientele as ours, mums, local businesses, a couple of PTs, like in one business, a PT, gym, and then I'm trying to sort of look into other businesses, but I'd like to make it really exclusive. I'm not here for loads of businesses and this. I want to make it actually a relationship that works. And we've swapped some leaflets, we're going to do some social medias together, etc. So I'm trying that out. In the next sort of, we're having meetings and stuff like that about that. And then I'm also doing some for our salon, not for our academy, but for our salon, because our social medias are very, very different. We've got two different platforms, two different, marketed clientele. And we're just trying to set up with some mum influencers that have really big followings on Instagram, and they're coming in for some treatments, in return for some social media exposure. Again, sort of stipulating what I want, where I want it, blog posts, grids or stories, pictures out. We've got a new shop sign coming this week as well, actually. So I wanted it, a picture outside the shop, etc. And these have got 20, 30,000 followers. So for me, it's something I've never done before. Probably because we're not the type of people to have clientele that have influencers, but people don't realise that these mum pages are also influencers. So they're not your typical Instagrammers, but they are mums, that just basically blog about their lives and their kids and where they go and what they do. So I'm trying that. I've got about 5 or 6 of those coming up. So yeah, that's our next sort of collaboration. Just try and see where it goes.
So if there was one piece of advice that you give a lady such as yourself starting a business either similar to yours or just any business, what would you say to them?
Be consistent. Just be consistent. Don't give up. Just if consistent to you means being on a laptop 9 to 5 every day, doing the work, putting the hours in, or it means posting on social media 3-4 times a day. If that's what it means, just be consistent. Just don't give up. Give it a go. I put a picture up on Instagram, on Facebook the other day, and it was something like, it was about not giving up. And it was about that Coca-Cola only sold 25 bottles of Coke in their first year. It's things like that. I mean, hair and beauty is something like it's got the most like failures in the first 5 years. So if you last 5 years, that's like really good. Something like that. So like there's these things that you does take time, and having that backup that like my husband could support us in our first few years, and having that consistency and just show up all the time, take your opportunities.
Okay, so if there was one thing that you'd like viewers to take away and remember you for today, what would it be?
Probably what everyone says is my determination. I don't stop, and everyone knows that. I don't stop and I don't give up. So probably that. Just be consistent, and I'm here to help anyone. Like you ask me and I'll help you. Like no matter what it is, I'll just ask me and I'll do whatever I can. And if it's just a question, I'd like to answer it.
Okay. So before we finish our chat today, Katie, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so. But if anyone is local, I mean, we're always looking for models. That's something we always need help on. So if you're in business and you are local and you want to help other people, we've got a Facebook page that has got a group just for models, and we post all of our model, availability on there. And that would really, really help our students finish off their assessments and pass if you are local.
Cool. So if anyone is watching today and is either looking for a new career in beauty, or you're already in the industry and you want some more training in it, or in fact you just want to pamper yourself and go along and visit Katie's salon, then her website is havering-beauty-academy.com, where you'll find all the information on there and a link to her academy itself. So please do head along to there. The details are scrolling across the bottom of the screen, which I'll leave up there until the end. Thank you very much, Katie, for joining me today. If you are watching on replay, then please do hashtag replay and do feel free to ask Katie any questions you might have regarding beauty or her academy. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer any questions if you'd rather do it on comments rather than contact her directly via her website. So thank you very much, Katie, for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Live will be on our Facebook page, which is streaming now, and our YouTube channel. It'll be there indefinitely, and also on our own website. So please do feel free to have a watch through it. And we look forward to having another busy chat with you soon. Thank you, Katie.
Thanks. See ya.